Welcome to another episode where we get to meet amazing people creating amazing change in the world. And today I'm so delighted to introduce you to a wonderful naturopath, Yendre Shen. I'm so excited that you're here today. Your wisdom, you have so much to share. You're an author with, an author. You have a program you've been teaching and educating and healing for many years as a naturopathic doctor. And your modalities are fascinating. And I'm hoping we can delve a little bit into your experience. When you talk about intuition, a lot of people know the word, but they don't really understand what that might feel like. Do you want to speak to that a little bit more? Because that's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Actually, one of my dream is that one day humanity wake up and really be able to reclaim this nonverbal, we can use language to describe it, but it's nonverbal, universal and innate language of our spirit. It's always there, and it's always in the present moment. So that's when you do meditation and you practice and you feel just connected, you feel really calm, you feel really good, you feel loved. And that's what parents can give and nurture in their children by practicing giving their full attention, to one another. I mean, it's hard. We tell kids to stay focused, but being a focus is a skill. As you can tell, even adults, we can't do it very well, right? So it's as absurd as to tell a child, read and write, but you don't show them how. So yeah, being present and be the focus, and because the only moment you are practicing focus is in the moment you're in, right? And that's a skill. So when we connect with our bodies and our breath, which is always in the present moment, we can actually experience our spirit, which is always loving us, always embracing us. But when we're stuck with our feelings and not liking it and pushing away and make up stories, we actually are separate from that. So our intuition is that connection. And when we're calm, we'll have sensation in our bodies. It's also there to keep us safe and protect us, For example, we can feel people's intentions. We can feel whether someone's intention is good, with goodwill toward us or not. And this is a great thing to teach children, right? Because they don't yet know so much about the world, but they can feel when something is, helpful to them or something might be dangerous to them. So your body gets tense when you don't feel safe. And if you are able to relax and feel good, that's when you feel love and safe and that you feel you're accepted as you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point in terms of educating our children in terms of or as even teachers teaching their students, that whole idea of knowing what feels right and doesn't feel right to you, and being able to be really attuned to that sensation and being able to use words to say no or okay, or words that correspond with how you're feeling inside. Would you recommend, what could you recommend in terms of just easy practices?
Yes.
If a parent was to introduce this for the first time to their child in terms of just fostering that intuitive piece and instilling, what would you recommend? How could they start? What would be the initial steps?
Really, parents, I would invite them to practice this because it's really hard to tell someone to do something when you don't do it yourself. And this is a challenge as a parent because we can all see what would be good things to do, how to be we can't do it, right? So if we're not elevating ourselves to those standards, it's really hard to be a role model. And your children is going to copy more what you do than what you say. And you want to build these foundations early on because when they reach teenage years, they're going to begin to see that you are not truthful to your own words, right? And that's how conflicts arise when a child begin to see you as not their hero anymore, as they see that you're hypocrites. So then that respect becomes lost, and then that disrespect creates a lot of conflict. So building these foundations early on is really critical for you to weather the challenges of a child going through discovering their own identity, experiencing transformation, metamorphosis of their bodies, of their voice. Like it's a challenging stage for them, and for you to support them, you need to have that bond, that trust, that confidence, that knowledge that you can love them no matter how horrible they are sometimes, to know that they can be that, and it's safe. It's safe that you will still embrace them and hold on, but at the same time give them space. Like it's challenging. That love is really about letting people be free, right? And that you don't possess anything. So it's a kind of a dichotomy of emotions, but how to hold on to both of those conflicting feelings, and not be lost in them. So for kids to practice, I actually, start slow. Maybe it's just even 30 seconds or a minute, and just build on that, or just stay with 2 minutes, like any practice is good. Sometimes, lighting a candle and staring the candle together is a form of meditation, because you're focusing your attention, or you just help them focus on the breath, or learn to count when you're breathing. Those are all skills. You can say, when you take an inward breath, you can just count to 4, or like there's a breathing technique called the box breathing, which is like, you breathe in equal amount of number of counts inward, you pause the same count, and then you exhale the same count, and you not breathe at all and then you do that cycle. So those are ways to help us focus, and these are immense skills to help actually a child learn to focus. And doing it together is always going to be more beneficial for the whole family, because it becomes like a value, right? And then if your child don't want to, you just let them be when that's the case, because no one likes to be forced. And that's the thing about our intuition, is that there's always this free will. And when we know our free will is respected, and that we're making choice, we're learning to figure out how to make good choices, and not have as much conflict. We can hear ourselves, what feels good and what's right for us. And it's a better tool to help us navigate and guide. But it's a learning, right? It's a learning process.
So true. It's a lifelong learning process for all of us, isn't it? The whole process of self-regulation and becoming really tuned to how you're truly feeling. It's and I like the way you say that. It's a process. We need to integrate it into our lifestyle on a regular basis, just like eating properly, just like exercising.